Project Sapient is a podcast meant to engage our brothers and sisters in the law enforcement and military communities in conversations that we all know we need to have. All opinions you'll hear are our own, are protected by our First Amendment of the United States Constitution, and in no way reflect or are meant to reflect the opinion of any specific agency, officer, or service member. Some opinions may be controversial. Listener discretion is advised. Enjoy. What's up, guys? Ivan, what's up, bro?
Dude, I love it.
What, the song?
Oh, my God, yeah. Oh, my God, yeah.
Guys, we want to thank our supporters, HavocJournal.com, GymJunkies.com, VectorShields.com, WellnessForWarriors.live, LiveBoston617.org, Eagle Eye Firearms, MA.com, ODKit.com. We want to thank everybody for listening, man. We've hit some milestones with our numbers.
Yeah, over 5,000 now.
Over 5,000 all over the world. Our YouTube is growing. Please, 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 please get on YouTube and subscribe to us. It helps. Hit the like button and subscribe. Please, please, please. So, Iman.
Yes.
We have a very interesting article that you had written for Havoc Journal.
Yes.
Let me pull this bad boy up. It's in line with everything going on today, and these things need to be talked about, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Big time.
There we are. Police training or lack thereof.
Yes.
Talk to me, brother.
All right, man. So, real quick, we'll dive a little into the most recent event that happened in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. Yeah. I mean,
best labeled as fuckery.
Yeah. I mean, it's not good. And not good as in, poor guy. Yes, he had a misdemeanor warrant, whatever.
Sure.
And resistant. I mean, that's part of the job.
Right.
Problem I have is the obviously, like everybody else, the whole thought it was a taser, but it was the firearm thing.
It was really strange when I heard the first report of that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, all right, guys make mistakes.
Yeah.
How bad of a mistake are you going to make? How untrained are you?
Yeah.
That's going to happen, right? Did it not cross your mind?
It did. I mean, and then I learned, the officer, I believe Kim Wright.
Yeah, and I'm not dogging her.
No,
I'm
not at all. I'm not dogging her. I'm not dogging the victim, Duante Wright, at all. It's I guess she's been on the job 26 years.
Oh.
And the Kim Potter's. So the question is, obviously, what kind of training,
right,
has she undergone, or their department undergone, with especially stress inoculation? If you're fighting with somebody, know your tools. Do you know what to reach for?
Yep.
Even when you're not looking, right? Because your eyes are on the suspect, you need to know how your gun belt's set up.
Absolutely.
Without looking. And that's something we always train at SWAT over and over again, where we don't look. We know.
Blindfolded sometimes.
Yeah, we know where our gear is at all times.
So let me ask you, I didn't look into too much of her background, but a buddy of mine had told me, and tell me if this is true, because I know you did a lot more research into it. Mm-hmm. A buddy of mine had told me that she was like a desk jockey, and they pulled her out of her admin assignment to put her into the street to cover the stuff that's going on in Minneapolis. Is that true?
I don't know. That part I don't know. That
Okay.
part I did not.
If anybody does know, let us know, because it came from two different people that don't really talk to each other, and I was like, well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which, you know what? It's not out of the realm of possibility, because that does happen.
It happens a lot.
Sometimes you have desk jockeys that have to hit the road because manpower issues, whatever.
And it's not dogging them.
No, it's not dogging them. It's just
they should be getting trained before they're getting put on the road, because
not just trained, they should be training with patrol the entire time. Constantly,
Every single one of the things that we do is a perishable skill.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Except for the interpersonal stuff.
Yeah.
Everything we do is it's a perishable skill.
Oh, absolutely.
So
absolutely. So I just wanted to really quick dive into Minnesota, but and it goes back to police training. And then the reason why I call it or lack thereof, because in reality, there's not enough. Or a majority of the training is the whole checkbox.
Yeah.
And that's it.
We say it a million times.
Yeah, we say it a million times, exactly. So, I've been a cop for over a decade. You've been a cop for over a decade, and you see it. The quality of training just started going downhill.
Yeah.
One, because budgets, budget cuts to departments and stuff like that. And it's hard to find actually quality courses out there for law enforcement to train.
Here, let me give you my honest 2 cents about training.
Yeah.
Right. And why I wanted to do Project Sapient with you, especially, right. With, you and the group that we have together.
Yeah.
The group that we have is just a bunch of badasses. I'm not talking about you and I, right?
Yeah. Well,
they're
I'm not a badass.
Yeah, I know
Come
you
on
are.
now.
I know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. But you know what I mean? Like the group that we
you.
have, they're not blowing smoke up people's asses. Like these
No.
guys have been through the shit.
Yeah.
Right?
They know what they're talking about.
And
they've trained future generations.
Right.
So.
Well, exactly. They've been to war. They've trained certain generations.
Yeah.
But the one thing, and I remember talking about it with you before we even talked about it with anybody, is I said, being in our space, in the SWAT space, we get approached for training all the time.
Yeah.
There's a million fucking companies out there.
Yeah.
We want to train you in room clearing. We want to train you with this. And John's an expert in this. And Mike's an expert in that. And Samantha's an expert in this.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's a million fucking experts out there.
Oh, my God, yeah.
And we wanted to do things differently.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
In a way, I don't blame these companies because they're a business.
Well, yeah.
Right. And they're trying to get as much money as they can. But they approach these departments, and the chiefs, there are obviously budget restraints and stuff.
Yeah.
Right. They're going for the lowest bidders.
Oh, absolutely.
The competition is crazy.
Yeah.
So what happens when there's too much competition? Quality is reduced.
Oh, big time. Big time.
And
so the classes that are really good, though, are extremely expensive.
Yeah.
Which me and you talked about just right before the show.
Right. Yeah.
You're talking how much do you think? Well, usually is $400.
Okay.
$400 or $500 per officer in a quality class.
Yep.
I'm talking about. So how can police departments send officers to quality training when they face crippling budget cuts every year, especially with this whole defund movement, and departments are getting cut left and right? Some actually have good backbone leadership and even good backbone politicians that say, no, we're not cutting the budget. We're actually going to increase it for training. And that's the way to do it. Like, oh, all right, that actually helps. So to get quality officers, cities and towns have to invest in their officers. We talked about that last episode, and even I think the one before that.
And the one before that.
You gotta spend money on your employees.
Well, on your employees, did you not see that in the military?
Oh my God, yeah.
They have to, as much as it sucked, right? You have to do things for the special ops guys.
Yeah.
Right. We're talking tier 1 people.
Yeah.
How much they're taken care of.
Oh my God.
You're talking like water tanks and shit.
Yeah.
Right. Isolation chambers and
Yep.
cold therapy and all that stuff.
Yep.
You have the hardest guys on the planet.
Oh yeah.
Being taken care of.
Yep.
Because they come back better and stronger.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
100%.
I'm not saying we need to do that for patrol.
Well, here's the thing. To me, like we've talked about with the whole special forces doctrine and stuff like that, and applying it to policing, what we do day in and day out there is talking to people, interviewing people, assessing, executing, whatever. Not executing.
Yeah, you guys know what he meant.
Well, I have to say it because you never know. There might be
some asshole,
a Chad or a Karen out there that will all of a sudden say that these guys are talking about executing people.
Oh my God, he said he's going to execute me.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, exactly. So execute a plan. So, and a lot of it is what I found, especially like, in my unit, what we've been doing is winning the hearts and minds and going into bad areas and empowering the people to take care of their neighborhoods, stuff like that. I mean, does that all sound
a little familiar?
A little familiar, right? So when you don't invest in your police officers, you get what you get. I mean, there's a saying in the military that goes like this: if you take care of your equipment, the equipment takes care of you. You take care of your employee, the employee takes care of you.
100%.
That's it.
Whole body, though.
Whole body. Not just trained, but mentally, physically.
Exactly.
Socially, everything.
I was studying for, not to get on a tangent, but I was studying for the promotional exams, right?
Yep.
And one of the biggest chiefs, I'll mention his name, Tim Gillette. He's retired. He's amazing. He was a chief in a giant department down in Florida.
Okay.
Taught me a lot.
Okay.
Taught me a lot. And we were doing a lot of the oral stuff, and he was getting into, you need to, as a supervisor, be able to recognize somebody's whole body.
Yeah.
And recognize everything that's in your department, from your stress units to your medical units to your gyms to your this to your that. And I got to give it to the departments in Florida. He was floored when I would tell him information about us. He was like, "What do you mean you got to pay for a gym?"
Yeah.
Like, what the hell do you mean? He was like blown away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was like, "Okay, you guys have a stress unit. That's great." He's like, "We have like a 3-tier system here where you get caught with drugs." I'm not saying that it's good to get caught with drugs.
Yeah.
You get caught with drugs, you get 3 strikes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have a bad IA complaint, there's your 2nd strike. You have another one, there's your 3rd. Now you're out.
Yeah.
But at least they have a system.
Yeah.
It's that progressive discipline that we talk about too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right, back to your article. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. So now part of my article, I go into the training, kind of some of the training that we do. And, you know, with tough budgets, chiefs are left with tough decisions to which type of training to send their officers to. And a lot of them, unfortunately, are those checking the box type training, because yes, their hands are tied sometimes, and you know, I feel for them that the chiefs really want the best training for their employees, but they get shorthanded when it comes to every year when they do their budgets with the city council or town managers or whatever. They always get railroaded. But in the end, though. Well, actually, let me back up for a second. So in the West Coast, a buddy of mine, he's a cop out there, Washington State, and he told me budget cuts were so bad that for 8 years they did not have in-service.
8 years.
8 years due to budget cuts.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
How do you not have in-service?
And for those who civilians who don't know what in-service is, it's basically a quick refresher.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like law updates, legal updates, DT instruction, whatever else.
Little things that you can lose over time.
Yep. So it's those little things that I mean, for 8 years, I don't know if they had to do their own, because you got to get certified. For us, you guys get certified every year, CPR, AED.
Right.
So I don't know how they did that over in the West Coast. They must have done it in-house, I'm guessing.
They must have. Checked the box. Fuck it.
So, yeah, exactly. Checking the box. There we go. It's done. So let's think about it for a minute, right? Some of the training police officers are required to do, officers are required to qualify with their department-issued firearms, conduct defensive tactics, de-escalation training, use of force training, legal updates, CPR, AED, and so much more. So when you cut those budgets, and for 8 years, these guys aren't really doing that, I mean, that's a disservice to the people.
Everything that you were talking about is all in-service kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
They cut it for 8 years. So you had guys that were not doing firearms training, that were not doing defensive tactics, de-escalation. What a recipe for disaster. Was it a tiny department or?
No, it's a major department.
It's a major department too.
Yeah, I think they got over 3,000.
I tell my kids all the time, you get what you get and you don't get upset.
Yep.
Well, here you go, John Q. Public.
Yep. So let's talk about firearms training, right?
Yes.
Firearms, and then we'll dive into another article actually that I read, which we didn't post, but I'll talk about it.
I wanted to put the guy with the pew pew on there.
So now the question is, how often to the civilians, how often do you think a patrol officer qualifies with their weapon? Once a month?
I would say they have this image that it's once a month.
Yeah. Once every couple months.
Yeah.
You'd be lucky to get once a year.
Once a year.
And what do they get? 50 to 100 rounds, and that's it. That's the training. That's the average.
And let's call a spade a spade. Sometimes it's a modified qual.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
A lot of guys just heard that and went,
yeah.
What? Yeah, fuck you. It's a modified qual sometimes. Qual.
Yeah.
Spare me.
Yeah. So unless the officer is part of a specialty unit like SWAT and that get all the range time all the time, and in the end, officers have to train on my own.
Yep.
On their own, I mean. And I've done it also where I go to range on my own a lot of times just to brush up on tactics and because I like knowing that I know what I'm doing.
You knock some rust off, make your mistakes on the line.
Exactly. Actually, we were just talking about that. We my SWAT training yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. Talk about
you get your ass beat.
Ooh, why? Deep angles, right? Working deep angles, and
that's
And if you have tunnel vision, it really shows with the deep angles because you'll miss
deep angles and dark corners, bro.
Yeah, you'll miss those deep angles and dark corners because that's tunnel vision. Oh, yeah, they. But again, like we said, I'd rather make those mistakes in training that way in an actual op.
And you guys use sims, right?
Oh yeah.
One of the good things when we ever did deep angles, and you know this, I mean, you're an instructor too. When you're working those angles, you get perfect ass shots.
Oh my God, yes, I love it.
No matter how much you're wearing.
Yeah.
And I said it to you. I think I said it to you on text. Those fucking sim rounds sting.
Oh yeah, they do.
And it burns into you what you just did.
It's a great it's a great what did you say, like a training tool or whatever, like a lesson learned thing because you're like, there you go.
I used to get these welts on my ass. I'm going to show you guys right now.
Oh Jesus Christ. I'm like, yep, shut it down. We're done.
But no, they hurt, right?
Oh yeah, they do.
Fucking
they do. So I'm going to dive into this article real quick. It's written by Force Science Institute. They were actually talking about a theory of taser and weapon confusion, right?
Yep.
So this kind of ties into what I'm getting into on my article for police training and lack thereof, right? So they ask a question, how does an officer draw and fire the pistol when it's clear they intended to draw and discharge a taser? So when an officer first learns to draw their pistol, they may require intense focus to defeat the holster's retention features, secure, proper grip, all that good stuff.
You see that all the time.
See it all the time. Yep. And they start, when they're really training and drawing the weapon, it becomes automatic, right? It all of a sudden, they're so fast, they'll unholster their weapon, boom, they're good to go, ready to go.
Yep.
So they talk about this thing called capture error, right? A capture error can occur.
Wait, say that again. What is it?
It's called capture error.
Okay.
That's their wording. A capture error can occur when an infrequent action like drawing a taser is non-consciously substituted by a similar, more familiar, more practiced action like drawing a firearm.
Yep.
So that's very. As soon as I read that, I'm like, oh shit, that's true. So how often do people train unholstering their taser if they carry a taser?
Probably never. They probably get the initial fucking training to carry.
Yeah.
And then it's probably done with because in people's minds is that we never have to do that.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is though, like they said over here, you're susceptible to this type of error when they are occupied by other mental processes. And for police, these processes could involve time-compressed threat assessments.
Yeah.
So, which makes perfect sense. When we have to make a split-second decision to go to whatever tool we need, our mind or our body, our mind and body is going to go to something that is familiar. We might be thinking OC spray or taser.
But you're going to your holster.
But you're going to your holster.
Right.
So, and what's funny is I'm trying to remember, early on in my career, I do remember that.
Doing that?
Of going to my holster, but then moving to my OC spray.
So it's your automatic first action.
Yeah, automatic first action because...
And then you move.
Because I've trained so much on the holster, but again, with experience and everything, I started going directly to OC spray.
Wow.
But again, though, it made perfect sense because at the range, you get 2 weeks at the range during the academy, and all you're doing, holster and boom, holster and boom.
And it's drilled into you.
It's drilled into you over and over and over again.
It's made into that muscle memory.
Exactly. So when I'm dealing with whatever threat assessment I was dealing with and all that, my hand would go bam, and then it'll go right to my holster, and then I'll go right to OC.
I never thought about this, dude.
Think about it.
And I haven't read this article.
Yeah.
This is very interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it's
science.
That's what it is. So they say capture errors fall under the category of performance errors known as slips. Slips occur when someone has the right intention but fails in its execution. And they gave a perfect, easy example. When you go to rent a car, you go in, it's a different car. What is a slip that you might do? Right? Let's say you drive a same exact truck, except your gear shift is not here, it's here.
You're reaching for the gear shift.
You're reaching for the gear shift.
Yeah.
That's a slip.
I can't tell you how many times I've done that from my personal vehicle to the cruiser.
So they made it so simple that's exactly what happens.
Fucking A.
It's a slip, right? So human factors researchers have observed that slip errors can have severe consequences, and they're difficult to reduce. Even with training, visual cues, and increased motivation, experts and novices are susceptible to slip errors.
All the time. It's natural.
All the time. It's natural. You know, and how long have we been driving? Yet we would do that.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's so efforts to reduce errors by inserting visual cues, weight disparities, and audible warnings can be affected by attentional limitations. Humans perceive what they pay attention to.
Yeah.
Which is 100% right. So took this neurology class in college a while back, and I remember the professor saying, you know, when our eyes focus on something, that's all we see. So he had us take our textbook and said, look at a word and try to read the whole paragraph by looking at the word.
Yeah.
You can't
do it.
You can't do it because your eyes are focused.
Your brain is using its energy for that.
Exactly. This whole article made perfect sense. And
can we post that article?
It's
I'll post it on this episode.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would absolutely
want guys to read through it.
So it's you know, like I do a lot of shooting and training with my weapon. I'm on SWAT team, so I have the luxury of getting extra time at the range.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean my training ends there. Like I said, I always train. You know, whether I'm off duty, you know, I'm going to the range on my own. You know, so to me, I owe it to people that I swore to protect. I owe it to the officers I work with. So an officer who carries a gun qualifies once or twice a year. It's up to the individual officer to get more training. And why is that? Why does the officer have to continuously seek training with budget cuts? I've had officers pay
for their own training. Yeah, I've done it.
You know, so it's like it's not good, you know, to be put into that position where you're in a trade. Right, policing is a trade because it requires skills and knowledge and all that. Skill sets, right? Yet we don't get enough training to do the skill set.
Think about it. You get trained to become a plumber.
Yeah.
You get trained to become an electrician.
Yeah.
You do all that. I'm sure there's some things that you seek out on your own.
Yeah.
When you're doing that, but they're not detrimental to the job.
Yeah, but to get certified as an electrician or plumber is a couple of years.
Right.
It's not a 6-month class.
But what I'm trying to say is all these things that guys are doing on their own and paying for their own and all that, they're detrimental to life and death.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Oh, my God. You're not going to fuck up a wiring, which fucking up a wiring job is very dangerous, right? But you know what I'm trying to say? Like, this is detrimental to your health. It's detrimental to the public.
Yep.
Wow, man, there's a lot of good points in everything you're talking about here.
So, you know, going back to the For Science, they say the police are not unique in their susceptibility to performance errors. Nearly every industry involving interaction of humans with machines has studied performance and decision-making errors. In addition to policing, the medical, engineering, and aeronautical professions continue to study and build into their products and processes ways to prevent, reduce, mitigate, and the consequences of errors. And you know, it's like 100% right on, right? We always train. We always, well, not we, but the profession needs to train all the time to help alleviate or reduce these types of errors. So, you know, it goes back to asking about Minnesota. How often again, if it's true that she was a desk jockey and got put on the road,
it makes sense.
It makes sense. How, you know, she meant to go for her taser, but went for her firearm. And
right.
Again, tragic that it happened that way. And she's arrested now and being charged, I believe, with manslaughter or something like that. And thing is though, like I agree with this article, humans will always make errors. Even so, efforts to prevent errors, interrupt errors, or mitigate consequence errors, including engineering or product design, are often studied and implemented, right? Training the mental and physical processes involved in a task, including training to maintain optimal arousal states.
Giggity.
May also mitigate the frequency of error during critical incidents. So stress inoculation training is what they're talking about. Right? Why isn't that being done enough?
You know, all these things that you're saying to me give me some realizations. Like I'm like visualizing this shit, right? It's not because I have 2 hours sleep, but like everything that you're saying, it's diving into a lot of the science.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here thinking the public and how much the public is unaware of everything.
Yeah.
90%, tell me if I'm wrong too, right? This is the purpose of what we do. 90% of the public goes to a job or a trade.
Mm-hmm.
They're trained in it,
mm-hmm.
and then they're fucking done.
Yeah.
They work that job for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
Unless they get promotions and then they have to get retraining.
Yeah.
But even then, you get a promotion, you get trained on something, and it's over.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, I don't know, dude, maybe because I'm tired, but maybe that's one of the key issues that the public needs to understand is that the skill sets, the pistol crafts, the fucking defensive tactics, all that stuff, these aren't things that you can learn once.
No.
They're perishable.
They're perishable.
And guys need them. Guys and girls need them.
Yep.
And maybe that's something that the public, the media probably caught on to it, but they haven't been able to spin it right to make it profitable for them.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something that we need to get out there.
Here's the thing, like with me, right? I believe an officer needs to be an expert with their less lethal and lethal weapons. They need to know it like the back of their... I mean, that's the military. They will blindfold you. You got to take apart an M4, put it back together, and they'll time you on everything. Everything's timed. I remember having to do that with my pistol, M4, SAW, 249, 240 Bravo machine gun, and the 50 cal. Taking apart a 50 cal is a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I know guys in the military that have handled 50 cals know exactly what I'm talking about. That thing is the biggest jigsaw puzzle I've ever seen, and I hated it every time. But point is, you're timed.
And the time is there to induce stress.
Exactly. Time's there to induce stress, so that way you get it done and you're able to take it apart, put it back together. Right. So they need to. So in the end, officers need to be able to fire their weapon with precision. And I'm not talking about John Wick shooting. I'm talking about like real.
He's pretty cool in real life, dude.
I know. I've seen Keanu. He's a badass with the gun. But again, though, how did he get there? Training.
Over and over again.
That's what you got to do. And that's what I've done with guys on the teams where I have the shot clock, right? And it makes the beep. They unholster, shoot, and we make a fun thing out of it, like timing. And you see, by the 5th or 6th draw, they are lightning fast, and accurate, even more accurate because they stop thinking about everything that they need to do, and they just got it done.
They're getting out of their own heads.
Exactly. Because the only thing they're thinking about, is that stimulus of the beep and the target downrange.
Pavlov's dogs, man.
Exactly.
Ding.
I mean, he had a point to that.
He did.
And that's the thing. So if you don't have patrol guys, right? I believe the quals.
Are we back in your article?
Yeah. So you're gonna go down to. I'm over the paragraph. Let's think about this.
Oh, okay. I'll find it. Keep going.
Yeah. So. I believe the quals should be a combat shoot course with different types of targets, such as shoot, don't shoot targets.
Yeah.
I believe that they're going to be the targets, hostage rescue type targets, moving targets that would cause an officer to think on their feet. As a result, you get a better trained officer and more confidence in the use of their weapons, whether it's less lethal or lethal.
Yeah.
So why, so we know the quals around here. They're a fucking joke.
It is a joke.
You're like, okay, turn left, now turn, face center, fire 2 rounds. Turn right, then face center, fire 2 rounds. You're like, really?
I'll tell you, one of the biggest things with me getting proficient in my firearms skill sets was how much fun it became.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, there was pressure.
Yep.
Yes, there was a lot of fucking pressure, and the quals were totally different. I don't have to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a lot of fun involved. And it's one of the best ways to teach.
Yeah.
Right? Having fun with something instead of being degraded over it.
Yeah.
So maybe that's another thing that we should actually think of with our firearms training is to bring in a little bit of a fun factor to these things.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I've tried and I've heard and I like it that you can take the qual, make the qual, and it still be the qual, but make it a combat shoot course.
Oh, yeah. Throw some obstacles. Throw some fucking time. Yeah, absolutely.
You can make it fun.
I went to a range one time with a buddy of mine, right? And inside, it was an indoor range. And inside, the guys at the range were awesome. They had these blue and red strobe lights. And I was like looking at it, and I'm like, dude, it was the old-fashioned, not strobe lights. It was the old-fashioned, the turn lights.
Yeah.
I was like, I asked one of the instructors, one of the maintenance guys, whatever it was, I was like, hey, can I turn the lights off and turn those on? And he was like, yeah, you're a cop. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the most fun I've ever had.
Yeah.
It was the most fun.
Yeah.
Because talk about, your nighttime. The stimuluses are fucking the stimuli are going off. You're in your element. You see the blue lights and all that shit.
Yeah.
Why can't we do that normally?
Well, so recently, my chief, we actually were able to shoot from inside the cruiser.
What?
Yeah, we took we took the front windshield off.
Oh.
And what we did is so well, trust me, we had to do some things and it was one of the spare cars. So, yeah, we took that front windshield out, but the guys on patrol loved it.
Yeah.
Because it was different. Because they were forced to unholster while seated and shoot from their vehicle inside their vehicle.
Did you just do this?
Yes, this was actually we did it prior to COVID. Well, no, actually shortly after when things started to slowly open up in COVID. So I believe we went to. So it was during the fall quals.
Okay,
we did that.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, I mean that was, people loved it. It was fantastic training, and so going back to training though, now we're going to talk about dominant, non-dominant side, right?
Now, where am I here?
No, now this is just. I'm just kind of going.
Okay.
Stuff that I've read and seen and whatnot.
Gotcha.
So it still has to do with the training aspect of policing. One thing Force Science brought up is to mitigate taser weapon confusion. Axon and police administrators and police leadership recommended that you carry a taser on the non-dominant side, which is true. That's what I do.
Makes sense.
My taser is right here on this side of me.
It gives you that split second of a decision-making process.
Exactly. So when you carry that, the position may prompt the officer to draw and deploy the taser with a motor movement that is distinct from those required to draw their pistol, which is true. I never cross-draw my firearm. That's fucking movie shit. That shit doesn't, or fucking.
Sorry, Keanu.
Yeah. So that's unrealistic to do that. It has to, it also been suggested that the color of the taser and the weight of the taser can mitigate the risk. I mean, but the thing is though, know your weapon system. Know what you have on your gun belt.
Yep.
Right. Freaking practice. Do fucking 50 jumping jacks. Get your heart rate up. Induce some stress in yourself.
Do you carry a taser?
Yes.
Which one do you have?
We have the X2.
I'm trying to think because I remember so my duty pistol was a 1911, and it had the backdrop safety, and then it had the click safety.
Yep.
I could swear. Tell me if I'm wrong because I don't carry it anymore. Is the safety on that a flip up or a flip down?
On the
taser.
On the taser, flip up.
It's a flip up. See, that's a distinct difference that I only just realized after 10 years of carrying it.
Yeah.
The safety on the 1911 was a flip down.
Yeah, flip down, exactly.
On the taser was a flip up.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they're $1 billion company.
But again, though, they already put the formula out there to mitigate that risk. That way you don't confuse your firearm. I believe even a few years back, I don't remember which police department where the cop accidentally shot another guy, lay on top of him, shot him in the back. He thought it was his taser. It's because he had the taser and the firearm on the same side.
On the same side. I remember that.
So he grabbed the wrong tool and, again, unfortunately killed somebody.
Yeah.
And that it goes back to training and even realizing that it's a bad idea. So we were talking about this one cop we had on our job. And what he would do is he had his baton behind his pistol.
God, I hate that. Drives me nuts.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
Nuts. Or the flashlight right behind it, too, sometimes.
Oh,
my God, drives me nuts.
To me, there's nothing around the firearm.
Absolutely not.
Nothing. The firearm is the only thing that's there.
Do you ever do that motion at the range, or do you make your guys do it where when after you insert a mag, you manually clear it?
Yep.
That, to me, is huge.
Yep.
Huge. I've gotten out of my car with a fucking mag missing, and it was like the end of the world. Right? So I'm constantly doing that. Check the mag, make sure there's nothing on it.
I always do.
Oh, my God. So go, yeah.
Yeah. So even although we are unaware, so this is going back to Force Science. So although we are unaware of a documented taser weapon confusion incident that involved drawing a taser with the non-dominant hand, we recognize that even this mitigation process, or a vest carrying holster option, may come with its own performance and safety trade-offs, right? As the police profession considers ways to mitigate risk taser weapon confusion, the most promising solution may be found in a holistic approach.
Ooh.
Right? a better understanding of human performance under stress, more effective training, and modified equipment design. I mean, isn't this shit what we always talk about?
Always.
Right?
It's amazing how they've just articulated it, made it into a science.
Yeah. And
Wow.
that's what we've been talking about. We, you know, with Project Sapient, one of the biggest backbones to it is that stress inoculation training, where you're going to learn about yourself.
You're going to learn shit about yourself that you didn't know.
Exactly.
20 years in policing, you're going to learn shit.
Exactly. And it's going to be that stress-induced training that is going to make you better.
Yeah.
It's not about doing shark attacks as drill sergeants or whatever. It's not any of that.
And none of our guys, none of our trainers are about any of that.
Yeah. We can induce stress easy.
Yeah.
Just by simple timelines, simple
Right.
whatever. It's
Words sometimes.
Words, exactly. It's not going to be hard to do.
Right.
But the idea is, with these stress inoculation type trainings, you will be able to realize, again, your own personal performance, and then we will give you the tools or theories or whatever where you can apply them to your work and apply them at home holistically.
Right.
Because policing is not about just, yeah, you can turn it off when you go home. No, the reality, it doesn't.
Right. There's a level that you do, right?
Exactly.
It's a comfort level of mine. I tell
Yeah.
you all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it's never off.
No, you're always there.
It's on a dimmer.
Yeah, exactly. You just slightly dim it.
Right.
But then, you know, let's say once you see something, though, that dimmer goes right up.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
My vacation's ruined. Let's leave.
Dude, quick story.
Yeah.
Quick story. I'm driving to work the other night. I'm driving up by Route 1, up by Gillette Stadium, right? And I see headlights in front of me coming at me.
Yeah.
And I start flashing my lights at this guy.
Yeah.
He's on the wrong side of the road.
Oh, boy.
Okay. He's on the wrong side of the road. He's not going super quick. Like, not going super quick. I look at my rear view, like I do all my stuff, right?
Yeah,
I pull my truck. This is my POV.
Yeah.
I pull my truck. I block the lanes. I get out, and I'm fucking getting like stop to this guy. And as I'm doing it, I'm like, I'm off duty. Fuck.
Yeah.
I just realized I'm off duty. But the way I came across to this guy, he was like, oh shit. And I was like, turn around. And he turned around, and I didn't pull him over. I talked to him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, it really never is off.
No.
It never is.
No, it never is. Like you said, you dim it, but the minute you see something, then you act, you know,
Right back up.
without realizing. So I people always ask me about defensive tactics. How much do you train in defensive tactics? And so my own training is from years and years and years of
Experience.
martial arts
Yeah.
and experience and fighting personally, school fighting and whatever.
Bully.
So well, someone had to take care of the bullies. All right.
Yes.
Bullies are actually some of the biggest pussies I've ever met in my life.
I know that.
So it's easy.
Crybaby bitches.
Exactly. But so here's the reality: the approved defensive tactics that officers get trained, they are not fucking realistic. Let's get real about it.
Cuffing.
Yeah.
Cuffing alone.
Yeah. It is the most unrealistic thing. Oh, hey, turn your wrist, thumbs up.
You got me.
Blah blah blah. Today, you know, that arrest I was telling you about.
Yep.
Mangy fucking asshole.
Yep.
Do you think I told that individual to turn around, thumbs behind your back, wrist, turn your thumb up?
You know what it reminds me of?
What's that?
It reminds me of, remember the movie Demolition Man?
Yes.
Where fucking, was it Wesley Snipes?
Yeah.
He gets out. He's like, what was he doing? He was trying to get him like ATM, whatever he was trying to do. And the cops show up and they're like, they pull out their iPads and they're like, speak to the individual in a firm but tone manner.
You know
Sir.
What? You know what?
Please, that's what it's coming down to.
I was just going to say that. That's what it's becoming.
That's what it's becoming.
That's what, exactly.
And then Wesley Snipes kicks fucking everybody's ass.
Yes, exactly. Because they didn't know how to fight.
Speak to him in a more firm manner.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
exactly.
what?
So it's, you know, so it's not approved, it's not realistic, right? This is pushing a subject away from you and trying to get him into an armbar, then arresting them once again. It's not realistic. It doesn't happen that way. A violent subject who is about to get arrested is not going in handcuffs without a fight.
Let me ask you a question. How many times, it just popped into my head of a certain person. How many times have you dealt with a criminal or somebody that you're arresting and they're like, motherfucker, I'm a boxer?
Okay.
How many times have you dealt with it? Right. And you're like, motherfucker, we're not in a ring.
Yeah, exactly. Let's box.
Right. It comes back to that reality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can be trained, and we can check the box and say that we trained in boxing or in defensive tactics. But the second that the heart rate goes up on the street, the unforgiving street, it's a different story.
Oh, way different story. Way different story. And you know, so and during the span of my career, so far I've gotten into probably a handful of physical altercations where, you know, when affecting an arrest, it happens. And some people get shocked about it. Like, you know, with the John Q. Public, you know, when they start crying about excessive force or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like bad, evil people could care less about going quietly.
Yeah, I know.
It's going to be violent, and it's not going to look pretty. Now, I don't know about movies like frickin' Jason Bourne or whatever, and it makes it look fancy with the hand movements and all that great choreographed
it's very
fighting.
Awkward.
Choreographed fighting.
Right.
We don't choreograph out on the streets.
It's very awkward.
It's very awkward. It's extremely awkward. Now, a lot of times we, as police professionals, are trying to do least amount of damage to the other, to the person we're about to arrest.
That's another thing that the public needs to get. I cannot wait to get my hands on the public in some of these trainings.
Yeah.
Cannot wait to show them how much restraint you actually have to use.
Yeah.
How impossible it is to fucking handcuff somebody.
Yeah.
Right? That doesn't want to be fucking handcuffed.
Yeah.
And like the amount of restraint that you're going to use, it's not an all-out fight.
No. You're holding back a lot.
A lot.
A lot.
At least I was. I know you have. So.
Yeah, I mean, there are times where, trust me, the street kid in me comes out, wants to come out.
You're shanking dudes.
And like, dude, fucking annihilate this guy. And, you know, you're like, no, I can't. And, you know, you just do.
You take his wallet and walk away.
Yeah, exactly. Give me that shit.
This is mine now. Is that your girl? She's mine now, too. That's never happened. Anyway.
Pete's reliving his childhood, by the way. So yeah, I mean, but that's the reality. Again, people have lost sight of what reality really is.
Instagram living.
Yeah, Instagram living, filters, fucking Snapchat, whatever. And it's unreal to me that, well, it shouldn't surprise me anymore with the lack of awareness the public has on what goes on. And you know what? Again, like I said, I kind of fault policing for being so insulated and not really giving people a peek into the profession.
I mean, no matter what the media has done to us,
yeah.
No matter what politicians have done to us, it falls on us.
Oh, yeah.
It falls on us to be, think about it, you're recognizing a threat and trying to mitigate it, work the problem. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
We see the threat in front of us.
Yeah. This
is why with Project Sapient, we're like, fuck you, no, we're talking about it.
Yeah, exactly.
We see the threat.
It's the elephant in the room that needs to be talked about.
Right. It's no matter what anybody's trying to do, we know people are vultures.
Oh, yeah.
We know people are fucking jackals.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We know it.
Oh,
Why can't we fucking step up? I'm sorry. The one person in Minneapolis that I am going to fucking dog is the chief.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The chief for fucking, what did he quit the next day?
Yeah, he resigned.
He resigned the next day. What kind of coward bullshit is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Train your fucking people better.
Exactly. That's the thing. That seems to be the norm also. You know, we start resigning or quitting or whatever.
Right.
That's
he was worried about his pension.
Yeah.
He quit because there was probably some legality that allowed him to retain his pension no matter what happens.
Yeah.
Let's call that out.
Yeah.
Like, why aren't there's a million cops in this fucking country?
Yeah.
I would say what? 700, say 70% of them are actually street guys?
Yeah.
30% command and all that shit?
Yeah.
Call this shit out.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And again, you know, like I go into the article, once again, not enough training goes into defensive tactics. Not enough training goes into the firearms. You know, a patrol officer may get 8 to 12 hours a year in defensive tactics. May.
Yeah, may.
You might even get 4 hours if you're lucky. And those 4 hours are check the box. Okay, you know how to handcuff someone. Okay, take your baton out. Okay, you got your baton out. That's another check in the box.
And an hour lunchtime.
Well, not really an hour. It's more like 2 hours. You got to go to like good restaurants and eat.
You guys know this is all true.
Yeah, exactly. Well, like the whole thing with detectives, right? When we go into work, the first 3 hours is
deciding breakfast.
Well, no, eating breakfast, coffee, and shooting the shit. And then at around 11, we have to think about lunch. So a couple hours thinking about lunch to eat lunch.
Yes.
We eat lunch, and then we turn the lights off to take a nap, and then the last hour of the day, we'll get a couple reports done.
This is a very busy day.
It is.
It's fucking exhausting.
It is. Mentally, it's draining, man. When you got to think about where you got to eat, oh, my God. And you can never agree on one spot.
Savage. Oh, yeah. When you guys disagree.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted Bertucci's today.
Exactly.
That fucking Hyman.
Yeah, exactly. I already had fish the other night. Oh, well. Whatever.
You guys get into like couples arguments. Mm-hmm. You never listen to what I want.
Exactly. Oh, we argue about how much of a tip we leave. I mean, we're cops. We're horrible at math. So imagine a bill getting split 12 different ways, and you're like, ugh.
You know how we used to do that? We used to do that at Special Ops a lot, right?
Yeah.
We'd go out and eat, especially on the bikes and shit. And we'd always be like, okay, it's $300. We'd split that, and then we'd always be like, all right, everybody just leave a $5 for a tip. Everybody just leave a $5, and it doesn't matter. The girl would get like $100 fucking tip.
Made her
Thank
day.
you.
Yeah, exactly.
we just didn't want to admit how bad we were at math.
Oh, my God.
All right, go on.
Let's go back. So now here comes the other thing about use of force training. Do we actually train and know and understand our use of force standards?
No.
Exactly.
Fucking far no.
Yeah. You get the freaking pyramid, that Monadnock use of force pyramid. I said it right.
You did.
All right.
I'm impressed.
Hey, I may have blacked out. I don't know yet. But, use of force model across the country, depending on departments, officers may get 8 hours worth of training or a refresher course, and that's it. But all officers have to continuously train and have a very clear understanding of the use of force model. And so does the public. So politicians, the legislative, who make these rules and policies, they don't even understand it.
No, they don't. It should be a requirement that if you're going to make these issues that deal with the public, you have to go through them yourself. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm sorry. If I was like a governor or something, I would make these fucking policy changes. Here's
the thing, though, right? There are times where a use of force happens and you have a passive-aggressive guy. All of a sudden, a taser's coming out and new guy or whatever, even a senior officer lights him up with a taser. You're like,
right. Oh,
no,
fuck.
That, right. Yeah, no. I mean, but a lot of cops don't research it enough or don't study it enough. Other than, use of force instructors and DT instructors, firearms instructors, and use of force instructors are the ones that learn it, but it is also incumbent on us as instructors to continuously hammer that into our guys and girls.
Not only that, but to look through your policies and test them out, see what's working, what's not.
Yeah.
Right? Because we say it all the time. Something in LA won't work the same way as in Boston.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Because you have different people.
Exactly. That's the thing. Different
totally
people,
right.
Different attitudes,
right.
Around here. So it's you have to train on these things. And once again, most of the time, it's up to the individual officer to learn. So when an officer's sitting there, right, on their freaking, these days, their iPads in their friggin' cruiser watching movies because it's a slow day, whatever. In reality, like with me, I'm a nerd. I'll open up books and I'll read certain things and one of them being use of force, and same thing with this Force Science Institute. And Pete's going to put the link of the article. I really recommend everybody go on their website and read their research. Yeah. It's science, fact-based.
It's not COVID science, guys.
It's not COVID science. It's real science.
Right.
It's not, the spectral investigators, all right? It's not ghost stuff. It's actual real good science. So reason why I just said that is because in my city there's an actual office.
Really?
Of spectral investigators that I found once, and we could not stop laughing. I actually took a picture of it. I'll find the picture and send it to you.
Go visit.
Oh, well, they were closed actually. I knocked on the door to see if they were there, but they must have been out hunting ghosts or something. But
this is awesome.
But I really wanted to talk to them.
Show up in like a ghost fucking outfit one day.
Dude, that will freak them out. So the three examples I provided above and the article over at Force Institute training, that's pretty much what it comes down to. What happened in Minnesota, Brooklyn Heights.
Yeah.
or Brooklyn Heights. Yeah, that's what. Yeah. So what happened there? It all comes back to training. So I'll be interested to see when the release of the training records, and all that stuff for the officer, what it's going to look like.
I got a feeling that there's going to be a lot of missing shit.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of missing shit, or it's going to be like, she came on the job in 1978, was trained in use of force in 82, 92, 2002.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what it's going to look like. That's exactly what it's going to look like. So it's sad, right? And there are officers who also don't care to learn more. We know that.
There's the other elephant in the room.
Yeah. There's, again, 80-20 split. There are officers that could give a fuck about any of this and only want to work overtime,
right.
Work their shift so they can go to sleep and then wake up for their next overtime shift and continue this cycle.
And not give a shit about anything else.
Not give a shit about anything else.
Right.
And that's the truth of it.
I talk to you about it all the time, how much I miss special ops.
Yeah.
Right? I sent you, we reviewed together one of those body camera footages the other day.
Yeah.
And I remember I didn't send it to you for a critique, which I wouldn't have minded.
Yeah.
Right? But I sent it to you in the guise of, I miss it.
Mm.
And I remember after it, reviewing it for my own AAR and saying to myself, man, I need to brush up on X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm fully admit it.
Yeah.
Right? You went to training the other day. You
Yeah.
were like, fuck, I need to brush up on X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
My other concern, we had talked about this, my other concern with that, and I'm not dogging anybody that I work with, but the person I went into that room with wasn't anybody that I've ever trained with and had zero room clearing training.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think you might have picked up on that.
Well, that's why when you sent me that video, and again, I thought you were sending it to me to show me, like, because you were actually busier directing him.
Exactly.
So to me, again, as me and you think the same with SWAT and everything.
But you're still an outsider.
You're still an outsider. Exactly. So I'm looking and I'm seeing what you're doing and it's great, but at the same time, I'm also seeing that you're distracted
by
teaching this new guy.
Yes.
Or is he a new guy or is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Newer guy. To do the right thing to make both of you be safe, but that distraction could cause you to miss that deep angle.
Exactly.
Because
when you said deep angles, I'm like, let me send this to him.
Yeah, I mean, because it was dark where you were. It was middle of the night. You guys were using the weapon-mounted flashlights.
Yeah.
You could have missed something because I saw you point a couple times, hey, make sure you cover that, make sure you cover that. Like, so you were busy to make sure this kid survives whatever is about to happen.
Right.
And at the same time, you were distracted because you were point.
Right.
Point guy can't take his eyes off. You know that.
Right.
Point guy is just locked on your point, and that's it. You just call out whatever the threats are, and the guys behind you cover those threats and do whatever you got to do, but you didn't have that luxury.
Right.
So I get it. And again, it comes back to training.
But what I'm trying to get at with that is you saw it from the outsider point of view.
Yeah.
Right? You saw it as you're still active in SWAT and all that shit. Do you think it would be difficult to train people to do that simple motion that we did there? I'm talking patrol guys.
Oh, no, it's not. It's not hard.
If you did an actual 4-6 hour course,
yeah,
you'd get these guys fucking having fun.
Yeah.
Right? But you'd get these guys to lock that down.
Well, so it's funny. So every year, there's SWAT school, and we do a SWAT school with my team. But what we do is we open it to all departments, not just guys who...
Oh, do you really?
Yeah, so not just guys who want to be on SWAT, like to try out or do whatever, but we open it to all departments because I get the mindset. If we're able to train some patrol guys on these tactics, they'll know what we're doing. That way, if... God forbid something happens and they need to jump into the stick, they have a little bit of experience.
Absolutely, dude.
And I agree with that 100%. I was talking to one guy a while back, and he was like, oh, fuck that. They're not SWAT. They should. I'm like, and then I pointed that out to him, and he was like, oh, you know what? You're right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was like, absolutely open it up for all departments. I think patrol guys should go to some sort of SWAT school.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be everything.
No, it doesn't have to be everything.
It doesn't have to be the special weapons and all that stuff.
No, it's not. It's not about. It's just room clearing tactics.
Right.
That's all you got to do. That's it.
Get you in the mindset.
Exactly.
Get you in that warrior fucking mindset.
And that 1 week that they have at SWAT school, they love it.
It's fun.
It is. I mean, you're shooting thousands of rounds of sims, and you're always up tempo. You know, your heart rate's up there all the time.
Something like that. Break it down, right? Break it down psychologically. Somebody that's going to sign up for that has that minor interest in it.
Yeah.
And they're going to get to it, and they're going to love it, and it's going to just make them a better cop.
Actually, our chief sends officers. Like even if you're trying out for the SWAT team and SWAT school comes up, he will ask for whoever wants to go, but then he'll also select certain officers to go. Randomly,
or people that he thinks have it in them?
Not just, no. So if you're going to try out for SWAT, you have to apply, and then the chief has to approve it, and then you go. But when the SWAT school opens up, he'll ask for, hey, anybody else want to go to the SWAT school? Not to get on the SWAT team, but just
to go through it.
To go through it. Yeah. And then that's when, he'll get requests or whatever, and he'll send 3-4 guys to go there, not just the actual trainee or the SWAT operator.
Right. Okay.
He'll send others. So
that's awesome.
Which is, again, that's a great thing to do. All these patrol guys need to learn what we do, and they need to train like SWAT all the time because, you know what? Like I always say, SWAT usually is late to the game.
Right.
Patrol is what's dealing with. I mean, we just had that a suicidal guy go into the woods recently, and patrol obviously were the first ones there. Then SWAT went to relieve them, right?
Right.
But guess who was there first? It was patrol.
Right.
So they and some of the AARs was, some of them weren't behind cover, some of them were this. So it's like, they need to learn these things. So a patrol guy needs to learn that, you got a guy in the woods with a firearm. You're not going to see where the shot came from.
Right.
Get behind cover.
Maybe you'll hear it. Maybe.
Yeah. Get behind cover.
You won't even hear it.
So they had to adjust the patrol guys around, to help with the perimeter to make sure they got cover. But these are not things that are taught enough on patrol.
These things are fucking available.
Yeah.
They're not new things.
No.
Why the hell? I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. I mean, but at the same time, it doesn't matter because Sapient's going to fucking offer them.
Yeah, exactly. we're gonna put this training together. And, if you're going to become a cop these days, right? If you're going to sign up to be a cop, all you need is a high school diploma and a driver's license. But of course, with a robust background investigation, you might get mediocre selection of new officers, especially these days. But since when, as Americans, settle for mediocre?
You're right. Look, my again, it comes back to a holistic thing, right?
Yeah.
My biggest thing is the background.
Yeah.
My biggest thing is you can be a PhD and be a fucking moron.
We know plenty of them.
Right? You can be a PhD and be absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
We had a guy that was, literally a combat surgeon in our stack almost every time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Right? He was a surgeon that donated his fucking time.
I think I know who you're talking about.
You do?
Yeah.
We'll talk about it offline.
Yeah.
Great fucking guy.
Yeah.
In Watertown during the whole marathon bombing shit. Right? Yeah. Same thing. He was right next to us donating his time.
Yep.
He's the PhD that's smart.
Yeah.
But you can have applicants that'll get on this job and be lawyers and they'll suck.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, yeah.
But you can have the kid with the high school diploma. That'll be great.
Oh, that's the thing. Again, why settle for mediocre, though?
Exactly.
Especially with training.
Exactly.
Why settle? And same thing with the applicants and you guys and all that. Why settle for mediocre? Is this a legacy we're going to leave our children? One thing we need to do is we need to revamp training for police officers so they can be the best at their jobs. We need to revamp training so we have officers who are confident in themselves. And that's the biggest thing is confidence.
Yes. Not cockiness, confidence.
Exactly. With confidence comes good decisions. With good decisions come good outcomes. This job requires a type of caliber of cop and society that should demand it from their elected officials.
100%. Demanding it
from their elected
Here's
officials.
the way I look at that, right? We got a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Here's the way I look at that. For our population, for our numbers, for the amount of police contacts that happen every year, we are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
As a policing of a society this large, this diverse.
A free
society this large, this diverse, we are fucking great at what we do.
Well, here's actually, again, little off topic, not so much off topic, but me and my wife were talking, and we're like, you know what other country recognizes all the religions and all the holidays?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, you know what, you're right.
But in so many ways, we are fucking awesome. And what we're doing is we're watching this shit slowly being faded. It's like a bad paint job.
Yeah.
It's slowly starting to fade.
Yeah.
And people aren't realizing what they're asking for with all this defunding shit. And they're not realizing what they're not asking for by not demanding it from their elected officials. You and I pay a lot of money in fucking property taxes, right? Mm-hmm. I demand that this fucking town be safe and have those quality officers and the quality training. I demand it. Fuck you.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, we're civil servants.
Yep.
That whole we pay your salary, I don't want to get into that, but we do. We pay each other. Thank you.
Yeah, we pay our own salaries.
But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I demand of myself to be the best cop that I can be for my community.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because they're paying for this shit.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, they're paying for it.
They deserve it.
Yeah. I mean, again, for the civilians, go to your elected officials. Say, hey, why aren't they training enough? Why aren't they trained in this?
You have a right to know.
Exactly.
You don't, like, there's certain things that they don't have a right to know, right? Like, well, they do, but it can be like OPSEC, like SWAT training.
Yeah. I mean, there's stuff.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But why not bring Project Sapient to train your community? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm in great article, brother.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, really, really, really good article. And we're gonna get the what was that article called?
Oh, the Force Science.
The Force Science. We're gonna get that up on the
It's called a theory of unintended, a theory of taser and weapon confusion.
Yeah,
right?
it'll be. I'll link it on there. I'll backlink it on the YouTube and all that stuff. But dude, awesome article. I mean, these are things we have to talk about, right?
Absolutely.
So guys, thank you for listening. We want to thank our supporters: HavocJournal.com, GymJunkies.com, VectorShields.com, WellnessForWarriors.live, LiveBoston617.org, EagleEyeFirearmsMA.com, ODKit.com. We love you. Stay safe. Stay sapient.
Peace out.